All right, we're going to go over the homework from yesterday. Up at the top it says round seeds are dominant to wrinkled seeds, so you should have used the letter R, which actually it tells you. So for number 1, you had a cross, big R, little r. So make sure you separate the letters up at the top with little r, little r. Your cross should look like that, and all you had to do is answer the question, what percentage of the offspring will be round? And you can see right there, round is dominant, so your answer should have been 50%. All right, number 2, you were supposed to cross big R with little r, little r. All of your boxes should have been big R, little r. So what percentage of the offspring will be round would be 100%. Number 3, you were supposed to cross big R with big R, little r. So there's what your cross should look like. What percentage of the offspring will be round? All of them have a big R, so you should have got 100%. Number 4, big R, little r with big R, little r. Your cross should look like this. What percentage of the offspring will be round? All of these have the capital R, so you should have got 75%. All right, number 5 on the back. This is where we're changing it up a little bit. A tall plant is crossed with a short plant, and they're telling you that the tall is big T, and the short is little t, little t. All right, what percentage of the offspring will be tall? 100%. All of them have the big T. Number 6, a big T, little t plant is crossed with a big T, little t plant. All right, what percentage of the offspring will be short? Short is recessive. So you should have got 25%. Number 7, a heterozygous rounded seeded plant, big R, little r, is crossed with a homozygous round seeded plant, big R, big R. So your cross should look like this. What percentage of the offspring is homozygous big R, big R? Well, you have 2 of them, so that would be 50%. Number 8, now they're not giving you the letters. A homozygous rounded seed plant, which is big R, is crossed with a homozygous wrinkled seeded plant, which is recessive. Homozygous there was not necessary. So you're going to do your cross. And what are the genotypes of the parents? Well, we wrote that out. The genotypes of your parents are big R, and little r. What percentage of the offspring will also be homozygous? Well, all of them are heterozygous, so your answer should be 0%. Number 9, in pea plants, purple flowers are dominant to white flowers. If 2 white flowers are crossed, all those are little peas, what percentage of their offspring will be white flowered? All of them will be, no doubt. Number 10, a white flowered pea plant, little p, is crossed with a plant that is heterozygous for this trait, so that is big P, little p. What percentage of the offspring will have purple flowers? That will be the ones with the big P, so you should have got 50%. Number 11, 2 plants, both heterozygous for the gene that controls flower color, are crossed. So that's big P, little p with big P, little p. What percentage of their offspring will have purple flowers? That would be everything with a capital P, so 75%. What percentage will have white flowers? 25%. All right, moving on to number 12. In guinea pigs, the allele for short hair is dominant. So we're going to be using the letter S. What genotype would a heterozygous short-haired guinea pig have? Heterozygous would be big S, little s. What genotype would a pure breeding short-haired guinea pig have? Would be big S, big S. And what genotype would a long-haired guinea pig have? Little s, little s. There is no Punnett square for number 12. Number 13. Now we're crossing our guinea pigs. Show the cross for a pure breeding short-haired guinea pig. That's big S, big S. Pure breeding means homozygous. With a long-haired guinea pig, which is little s, little s. There's your cross. What percentage of the offspring will have short hair? Short hair is dominant. Capital S is what you're looking for. 100%. 14. Show the cross So you're showing your work of two heterozygous guinea pigs. Big S, little s, big S, little s. All right, what percentage of the offspring will have short hair? 75%. All of the three that have the capital S's. What percentage of the offspring will have long hair? 25%. Number 15. Two short-haired guinea pigs are crossed. Well, we don't have any more information than that. So we don't know. We only know that they have one big S. We don't know what their other letter is. They are mated several times. Out of 100 offspring, 25 of them have long hair. Well, in order to get long hair, one of these boxes, 25% of those boxes, is going to be little s, little s. In order to get a little s there, you're going to have a little s outside the boxes. So your parents must have been heterozygous, and that's what they wanted. So what are the probable genotypes of the parents? You would have wrote big S, little s, and big S, little s. To prove it, you needed to show the Punnett square. All right, and then moving on to the monohybrid practice problem set. Number 1, a homozygous yellow-seeded pea plant is crossed with a green-seeded pea plant. Yellow seeds are dominant over green seeds. What are the genotypes of the parents? Homozygous yellow would be big Y, and is crossed with a green-seeded pea plant. Green is little y, little y. Letter B, what are the phenotypes of the parents? Yellow and green. Letter C, what are the alleles and the gametes of the yellow parent? So you would separate your letters. It would be big Y and big Y. What are the alleles of the gametes of the green parent? Would be little y and little y. And so now they want you to do the Punnett square. So you're crossing big Y with little y, little y. Your cross would look like that. And then you're answering F. What is the expected phenotype ratio of the offspring? Well, all my offspring are big Y, little y, which is dominant for yellow. 100%, or 4 out of 4. And then G, what is my expected genotype ratio? 100%, you got to get the letters, big Y, little y. All right, number 2. Two heterozygous yellow seed pea plants are crossed. Yellow is dominant over green. The genotypes of the parents are big Y, and big Y, little y. What are the phenotypes of the parents? Yellow and yellow. Letter C. What are the alleles and the gametes of the yellow parents? Well, they're both the same, and it would be big Y and little y. That's what are in the gametes. You separate the letters according to Mendel's law. Do the Punnett square. I'm going to change color. Big Y, little y, big Y, little y. And question E. What are the expected genotype ratio of the offspring? Would be 25% big Y, 50% big Y, little y, and 25% little y, little y. And then for F, what is the expected phenotype ratio of the offspring? You should have got 75% yellow, because 3 out of 4 boxes have the capital Y. 25% will be green. And that finishes up number 2. All right, moving on to number 3. A heterozygous black rabbit, which is big B, little b, is crossed with a brown rabbit, and that is little b, little b. So those are your genotypes of your parents. Letter B, the phenotypes of the parents are black and brown. Letter C, what are the alleles and the gametes of the black parent? Would be big B and little b. Separate your letters. Letter D, what are the alleles of the gametes of the brown parent? Would be little b and little b. Do your Punnett square. So you're crossing big B with little b, little b. Letter F, what is the expected genotype ratio of the offspring? You should have got 50% big B, and 50% little b, little b. And what is the expected phenotype ratio of the offspring? You would get 50% black. You have to go back to the front of the problem if you don't remember, and 50% brown. And that finishes up number 3. All right, number 4. Suppose that on the newly discovered planet Biorajewski, there are creatures called praps with eyes that are either pink or yellow. Scientists have learned that yellow eyes are dominant over pink. If two heterozygous Praffs mate. So I'll go ahead and do the cross. What is the probability of them producing a pink-eyed praff? Pink-eyed praffs are recessive. So you should have got 25%. Show your work. You got your Punnett square there. All right, number 5. In humans, curly hair is dominant over straight hair. A straight-haired man, so that is recessive. Little c, marries a heterozygous curly-haired woman, so she is big C, little c. After a couple years, they decided to have a baby. The woman hated her curly hair, and so she was hoping so badly that her baby would have straight hair. What is the probability of them having a straight-haired child? That is the recessive one. Whoa, I made a mistake. Go back. This should be a capital C right here. So my red circle should only be here. Your answer should be 50%. Sorry about that. All right, number 6. In dogs, wire-haired is due to a dominant gene and smooth is recessive. Wire hair is dominant. If a homozygous wired hair, homozygous, big W, is mated with a smooth-haired dog, little w, what are the genotypes and phenotypes of the F1 offspring? So my genotypes are 100% big W, little w. My phenotype is 100% wire hair. And then for number B, that's A. And then for B, we have, what are the genotypes and phenotypes of the offspring of the F2 generation? So remember, out here was the P generation. Inside here is F1. So if we want to get F2, we're going to cross F1. So you should be crossing big W, little w with big W, little w. Oops. And then you have genotypes and phenotypes for that. Genotypes would be 25% big W, 50% big W, little w, and 25% little w, little w. Phenotype percent would be 75% wire and 25% smooth. And that finishes up number 6. All right, number 7. A wired-haired male, we don't know if it's heterozygous or homozygous, but we know he is wire-haired, so he's at least one capital W. He is mated with a smooth-haired female, so that is little w, little w. The mother of the wired-haired male was smooth. So if his mom was wire-haired, then he must be was smooth-haired, then he must be heterozygous because the smooth-haired mom would have to donate the little w. So what are the phenotypes and genotypes of the puppies they can produce? There you go. So which one was asked first? Phenotype, 50% wire and 50% smooth. Sorry, my handwriting's messy. And genotype percent would be 50-50 as well. 50% big W, little w, 50% little w, little w. All right, 2 more to go. In humans, the presence of freckles is due to a dominant gene F. Cross a non-freckled boy, little f, with a homozygous freckled girl. Homozygous is big F, big F. So your cross would have all the boxes looking the same. What are the chances they have a freckled baby? 100% chance, no doubt. All of them have a capital F, 100% freckles. All right, and then on the last one, on the imaginary planet BHS room 224, good grades in biology are hereditary and dominant with a capital A. If an A student who is heterozygous marries a failing biology student, what are the phenotype and genotype percents of the offspring possible? So you bring your letters down, and then your phenotype percent would be that half of their kids will get A's in biology and half of their kids will fail. And their genotype percents would be 50% big A, little a, and 50% little a, little a. And that finishes up our practice problem homework. Please hold on to this as you will be needing it to study for your test coming up.